Today, we're heading to the Molineux, the home of Wolverhampton Wanderers, a club that's lost its bite in the Premier League and struggling to get some consistency going. And that famous flair that they once had is just slowly fading away. But that's all about to change. We are bringing that Portuguese flair back, rebuilding around the Portuguese identity they once had, trying to get that super agent in and bringing creative talent, tactical discipline and a spark of flair that they once had to make them the most exciting team to watch in England. Can we take Wolves back to competing in Europe or maybe challenging for the top 6 with a team built purely around Portuguese players? Let's find out. We have started the Wolves. The rebuild begins now. As you can see, we have been hired by Wolves. This is going to be a tough one. Ignore the guy with hair. That's not me. Ignore that. But what we got is a few players in this team that have disappeared, gone. They've sold out some of the main players as well. I'm not gonna lie, remember that Portuguese flair we were talking about? That's kind of disappeared. Players like Cunha, Nori have gone as well. Fabio Silva's left. Smiro left on a free. That is a couple of players. Guedes as well, all have left. That Portugueseness has just kind of disappeared, faded away, and they brought some other players back into the team, and we're gonna go through some of the signings that they've made this year. The top signing was Strand Larsen. They picked him up as their new striker, replacing Cunha in as their striker. He looks pretty decent. The jumping reach, we're all about that jumping reach. You know we like the jumping reach. He does look pretty good. Off the ball as well of 16, and his teamwork, work rate, brilliant. Technique of 14 as well. Finishing of 14. We are definitely going to be using this chap in our team. They picked him up for £27 million, top signing this year. They also brought in Oroko Dare, another big unit. 6'6". He is a giant from Nigeria. 18 jumping reach, 18 strength, and 15 heading as well. I think we might have to play 2 strikers up front here. Just a thought process, but that's what we're probably going to go for. They need to be used. They picked him up for £26 million. Phil Lopez also comes into this team, picked him up for £23 million. This guy looks sensational. 21 years of age as well. Absolute wonderful signing. Picked him up from Celta Vigo. Really excited to put him into the team. I'm not sure how I'm going to kind of fit him in, but I am super excited to use him. That passing ability, he's just a playmaker all on. That vision, passing, oh, it's so good. Playmaker all day. A lone player, Ladislav Krejci. I have probably butchered that. Apologies to anyone from Czech. I have absolutely butchered that. He is a loanee for Genoa. The only thing is, if we play him for 20 games, we do have to buy him for £20 million. So we've got to bear that in mind. Just be a little bit more patient with that because he's very, very, very good, but we just might not have £20 million. I want him in the team. He is sensational as a centre-half. Just don't know if we've got £20 million to spare. And last but not least, we have a fullback from Verona. Managed to pick him up for £12.5 million. Jackson is probably the name that I'm going to call him. Just so you're aware. I feel like it's going to sound like I'm going to sneeze if I try and say that. Shachua. I butchered that. I know I have. But he's in there as well. Apparently he's on loan listed. I'm going to take him off because I'm potentially going to use this guy. 15 acceleration and 18 pace in the team. Unfortunately, though, we only have 2 players remaining that have got that Portuguese inheritance, and one is going to be a centre-half called Totti, a brilliant player as well, probably going to fit into this team nice and easily. 26-year-old, and also Jose Sarr is going to be our goalkeeper. He is 32, so by the time we've probably got to the end of this rebuild, he might have moved on or retired at that age. I know goalkeepers can last quite a while, but 32, he'll probably be 37 at the end, so we'll see if he does. The tactic that I'm actually thinking about running is going to be a 4-2-4. When in possession, we go double strikers, and then when we're out of possession, we drop one down to an AM just to give a little bit more of a chasing down of the ball when we lose it, and also another option to fire up front. Instead of going long, we can kind of go to feet there when we get the ball just by him dropping off a little bit. He is going to be a target forward for us there because that is going to be the big man with the 18 jumping reach, the absolute tank that is. Oroko Dare, he is going to be our target forward, and then our big Strand Larsen is going to be our channeled forward. For me, these are going to be the locked-in players that I want to use for this side. The rest can be mixed up and thrown around. We're going to try and have a look at what we can do, try and get through preseason as well. We do have a cheeky little 30 million in the bank account as well for our transfers. So what I have done is in our recruitment focuses, I have set up 2 for us. One is going to be in Portugal. So these are going to be looking for anyone in the Portuguese league. Now, there will be some players that aren't actually Portuguese, but They're going to be in the Portuguese league, so we're going to try and steal from them. And also, we have got a scouting for actual Portuguese players. These are going to be roughly about 3.5 stars to 4 stars potential ability. We'll try and get some superstars in. Might take a couple of months to try and get that one flowing just yet, but that's perfectly fine. We're all here for that. We're in for the long run. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're just going to do that. And then also the Portugal one is just going to be all based in the Portuguese league, which is going to be the Liga Nos. Is get through a couple of games here, try and sort out this team, just have a look who's playing well, and then if we could try and get some transfers done, some Portuguese players in, that's what we're going to try and do. The only bit of transfer business was going to be Matt Doherty leaving the club. He actually went to Girona, and he's 33 years of age, and we managed to sell him for 7.5 million. I kind of just took that. I know Wolves fans might not be happy with that. He is a bit of a leader, and his mentals and his physicals are pretty good, but he's 33. Surely he's going to be retiring soon, so I got a bit of money from him. He was kind of complaining as well that he was... I may have left him out the Premiership squad. But we sold him for 7.5 million. I'll take that. And talking of the season, leaving out the Premiership squad, we started with a cracking result. Now, it may not seem like it was a good result as Phil Foden did pick up a goal in the 65th minute here. Mobu's just dancing past my players and a great pass through. But in the 80th minute, we answer straight back. A great ball over the top from Wolf there, finding Hichan and pull across. And there is our new signing, Strands Larsen, to pick up a goal for us. An absolute fantastic run for us there. Picking up a win against Bournemouth as well. Everton in the Carabao Cup, then beating him in the league, and then we just got hit by a bad run of form. So this team's pretty much bipolar. Losing to Newcastle, Brentford, drawing with Leeds, and losing to Spurs. Time to buckle up our ideas and try and carry on a good form as we head into October against Brighton. We've still got our scouts out there in Portugal looking at a few players. Fabio Ferreira, Thierry Carrera as well, and also Andre Almada. Andre Almada looks very good. I know he's 25. I wouldn't mind getting a couple of younguns in here instead. Thiago Thomas is in there. Very good. 23 years old. Don't really need that striker. I could put him out on the left if we wanted to spend a bit of cash. 14 to 15 million pounds we could pick him up for. Daniel Braganca, and also we have Bruma. But Bruma has done his ACL, so it's a little bit concerning because that pace and that acceleration is going to drop down. So maybe we don't look at him. But the Portuguese is going to keep scouting through the season, and hopefully we can do a little bit well. We're at the end of December, heading into January, and things are not looking too bad. We're sitting 9th in the league. I think Wolves fan would take that after 19 games. We did have a little bit of a bad run, though, during that Christmas period, facing Man United, Arsenal, Brentford, Liverpool, and then Man United again. Yeah, we played Man United in the space of 22 days twice. Strange one. But first, we picked up a 3-3 against them. Not gonna lie, super happy with that. Our big man getting on the score sheet, scoring 2 goals for us. The next game, away from home, not so good. Own goal from Totti, not what we wanted, but Benjamin Sesko does get a goal for them. We did actually have a couple of good results before that, though, beating both the newly promoted sides, Sunderland and Burnley, 3-0. We then got a draw against Fulham, which was pretty good, and a 0-0 with Chelsea. And then we go and pick up a 3-0 victory at home against Crystal Palace. And with things going pretty well, sitting in 9th, we are going to go through the rest of the season. Try and get this season boxed off so we can then implement some money and spend some transfers as we move on into the next season. So let's get through. Let's zip all the way through to the end of the season, and then let's see how much money the board gives us. End of the season, and we've ended up doing pretty well and picking up an absolute massive result against Arsenal, making the Molineux a little bit of a fortress here as we run down that wing. He tried once again all the way across, and there is Fur Lopez with a little tap in to give us a 1-goal lead. And then in the 70th minute, we are going to double our tally to a 2-0 victory. Strand Larsen rifling the ball in the back of the net, and that's a huge result. And then the not so good games. You know, that fortress of the Molineux? Yeah, didn't go quite well as we kind of lost to Sunderland there. And a 2-0 defeat is not what the doctor ordered. To be fair, 2 alright goals there as well, but we did do a little bit better. But what we did do is finish 9th in the Premier League. That is a top half finish. That is actually really good for Wolves considering where they are in real life. Fulham actually getting relegated was a little bit of a shock to the system. Maybe we can raise some players off them. We were only 2 points off qualifying for the Conference League. We were a little bit far off that Europa League stuff, but if we could try and break into that top 5, which is only just 13 points away. We'll have a big chance next year at doing that. The board have only given us 29 million though, so we're going to have to try and sell some players to try and bring in some income so that we can try and look forward to the future and try and bring in some of them players. So we're going to stop messing around. Season 1 done, completed. Let's get into Season 2. Season 2, and I'm just going to warn you now, the teams from Saudi, they went a little bit crazy with our play, so let me take you through some of the outs. First up is going to be Nasser Jagger. He actually left for Bournemouth. We've sold him for £22 million. Boubacar Traore also left for Saudi for 12.75 million. Jackson Hashua went for 35 million to Al Nasri. Jorgen Strand Larsen went to Al Ittihad for 48, and also David Muller-Wolf went to Al Ittihad for £47 million. Now, I did try and keep these players, but as you can see here from Wolf, he wanted £400,000 a week. I just can't pay that. And that's what you're going to get with these Saudi teams when they're competing for them. So I just had to sell them. Now, that is a lot of income from us there, and we actually had to spend that a little bit wisely. Now, we did give Ladislav 20 games, so we had to sign him for that £20 million, but he actually was quite decent, so I'll happily take that. Then our Portuguese flair came into it. Vitinha came in for us, managed to get him for £7.5 million. Fabio Vieira as well, we picked up from Arsenal, £16.5 million. Looks absolutely stunning. I really like the look of this guy. He's going to be perfect for us. Then got Lucas Bergvall in on loan. We have an attempt to buy him for 57 million, but I think he's getting a little bit too pricey for me. But we do have him on loan. That passing technique and first touch is going to be so good for us. I then picked up a Costa Rican player, Manfred Ugalde, and he looks unbelievable. We purchased him for £8 million. Can be a striker, can be out on the wing, so he's very versatile for us. And then our last signing of this preseason is going to be Nathaniel Brown, a huge signing in the left back position. Now, he cost me a pretty penny at £48 million. Now, we still do have £96 million in the bank. Yeah, that's how much Saudi has spent on us. So we're going to get through and see what we can do with that money. If not, we'll save it for January and reassess the situation there, and hopefully things can go well. And to be fair, we had a fantastic start to the season, as at the Molineux, we pick up a 1-0 victory over Manchester United. Vitinha gained a goal for us on his debut. A massive 3 points in the bag. The four pretty much carried on. A 0-0 with Notts Forest. Leeds, we beat 4-0. Wang Hee-chan gained a hat-trick for us. We then beat Derby in the cup. Chan yet again. And then our main man gained a draw with West Ham. Vitinha gained us a goal. He also did wonders for us as we pick up a 1-0 victory over Brentford. Things didn't go too well when we played a bigger side like Chelsea. A 3-0 defeat. Heading into January now, I'm a little bit confident with the team. Hopefully we can get this going. Probably look at bringing in some more players. Like, say, £96 million in the bank. That's pretty decent. But now this like Portuguese little building flair is coming in clutch here, and I'm liking it. Heading into January, and we spent a little bit of that cash. More of that Portuguese flair in Daniel Braganca. I probably pronounced that wrong because he's got a dodgy C in there. We brought him in, absolutely cheap little deal there as a centre mid. Kind of going to use him more of rotation, but he's got that passing, that technique. First touch, is a real good playmaker for us. I give a chance to Mudryk, who is coming in from Chelsea. Picked him up for £25 million. Now, he is on a little bit of a lot of a wage here, 155,000, but that pace, that acceleration, agility, and dribbling, I just had to take a chance on him. So he's going to go straight into the team on that left-hand side, and I hope he's going to be a handful for him. We kind of had a little bit of a mixed bag of results after that Chelsea game. Leicester beating us, and then we go and beat Newcastle 4-1. Good result there. A couple of new boys getting on the score sheet as well. We lose to Man United as they answer back in the Carabao Cup, knocking us out of the Cup. But a 2-0 victory over Everton, 3-2 over Coventry. Big teams, as soon as we start playing the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Spurs, we kind of lose against them. So we've lost a little bit of form there, I'm not going to lie. But it does keep us in the 8th position, still fighting for that European place. As you see, 20 games in there, 32 points, and only 4 off 6th. So quite happy, actually, how the season's going. I wouldn't mind converting some of them draws and them losses into wins as we head into the end of the season. And we're pretty much struggling for goals up top. Wang Yi-chan gained us 10 goals so far. Vitinha gained us 7 goals with 4 assists. Just kind of need that scoring ability from the team. Once we get that, I think we'll be all right. We got to the end of the season and we had a cheeky little run in the FA Cup, picking up results against Wigan 4-0, Charlton, and then Stoke, my beloved Stoke as well. But things got a little bit too much for us as we got knocked out in the quarter-finals. Southampton gaining the victory. We did manage to pick up a couple of good results, so started getting on fire. I'm picking up a 1-0 victory against Arsenal at the Molineux. A cheeky little front post corner. Have I got set pieces ready? Have I sorted them out? No, I haven't. That's just luck. We then went and picked up a cracking result against Chelsea away from home at Stamford Bridge. And you know who's going to score past Chelsea? It's going to be the man that we literally just signed off them as well. It's going to be Modric. Absolutely love when stuff like this happens. Finds himself through, slots it away. A great goal for us. And then our second goal is going to come from our Portuguese youngster that was in our under-21s. That is going to be Mane, who we brought him into the team, slots it away. That's a big goal for him as well against Chelsea. Here is Matthias Mane. He looks really good for 19 years of age as well. He spent some time at Rochdale. He is now with us. Was in our under-21s. We brought him into the main team, and I think I'm going to play him a little bit more as more seasons get on. That then puts us in 7th to finish the season. 18 wins, 8 draws, and 12 losses. If we can, I know I keep sounding like a broken record here, but if we can convert some of them losses into wins or draws, then we'll be up there fighting for the Champions League spot. 5 places get the Champions League, so we do have some Europa League football for next season, which is massive for Wolves. Hopefully that is going to let the board give us a little bit more cash as well. We have £52 million in the bank heading into next year, and I know that we've got Mane in there as well as a striker, but I really think we need a new striker in here. 11 goals as our top goal scorer this year. That, in my eyes, is not good enough for us. Get into season 3. Let's see who we can bring in and hopefully have a little bit of a run at this Europa League. Season 3, and you guessed it yet again, Saudi have come and snuck in for a couple of our players. They really need nerfing. They're buying too many players. And first one is going to be Andre. He has left Wolves. They spent £41 million on him. But once again, when you're offering a player £325,000 a week, there ain't nothing I can do. He's going to leave like most people would. Crazy amount of money that we just can't offer at Wolves. Ladazov finds himself going over to Saudi. £39 million spent on him. £475,000 a week. I just can't compete. I cannot compete. It's crazy amount of money. But we have to kind of cash in where we can there, and that's exactly what we've done. One of our first signing is going to be an English boy, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We brought him back. We know that we are now in that Europa League, so we've kind of got to bring in some English homegrown players, try and get him in. An absolute freebie. I'm not going to say no to him. Very versatile, can play anywhere in the final third and centre mid as well, so good signing to have. Very, very utility player. Happy that we got him in. Our second signing is going to be Matthias Fernandes. We pick him up from West Ham. We did spend 40 million on him, but once again, it's that Portuguese little flair there. 23 years of old. This man has got 7 to 8 years as our holding midfielder. He's just going to improve. Very, very good signing. Super happy with it, and just keeps that Portuguese little flair in there as well. Our last signing is going to be Molineux. We signed him from Liverpool. He went to Liverpool, didn't really get that much game time, so we've swooped in for him. Managed to pick him up for £39 million. Going to be our new striker. We know that we struggled with a striker last year, so this is going to be a massive one for us. We need him to come in, hit the ground running, and really put a charge on. And put a charge on is exactly what he did. This is his first game. We managed to pick up a 3-0 victory over Birmingham, and yeah, he managed to get himself a cheeky little hat-trick. Already showing why Liverpool made a massive mistake, and already showing the connection as well with Moutinho. 2 assists from him straight away there. Absolutely brilliant. Good link-up play with them too. Nice to see their connection straight away. And then he's going to get his final goal. And yes, guess what? It's going to be literally another assist from Moutinho to Molineux, and we get a 3-0 victory over Birmingham. And the form actually carried on there as we pick up a 1-0 victory over Everton. Moutinho gained a goal for us. Leicester 3-1. Once again, Frank and Vitt gained on the score sheet. We're just going to call him Frank and Vitt. I'm probably getting them wrong, so I think that's going to be a little bit easier. And then we pick up a 3-2 victory over Brighton. Frank and Vitt gained on the score sheet yet again. Beating all the boys in blue. Hopefully we can carry that form on in the Carabao Cup as we do play against Portsmouth. But we did get our Europa League draw as well. Genk, Besiktas, Crvena Zvezda, Union SG, Atromitos. I have never heard of them. Where are they from? Just out of curiosity. They are Greece. Okay, I've never heard of them in my life. That's a bad one on my behalf. Ghent in there as well, and we also have Frankfurt and Midtjylland. Oh, big Frank is going to get to play against his former team. That is going to be interesting. That is going to be very interesting. So, an absolute fantastic start to the Premiership. Let's head into January, see where we are, and see how the team stacks. And if we can carry this form on, that'll be great. So, we've headed into January, and things are looking pretty good. We've kind of carried on that form a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Picking up some really good results. Carabao Cup, we beat Portsmouth 4-2. West Ham, we beat 2-0 as well. Genk, we beat 4-0 on our Europa League. Big Frank getting a hat-trick for us there, the legend. Besiktas 1-1 away from home. It's always difficult to play away in Turkey. We then played a couple of the big teams, and we kind of got shown exactly what they are capable of, especially the likes of Manchester City, who managed to pick up a 3-1 victory against us. At the Molineux as well, not what you want to see. And then we lost to Arsenal at home as well. Not the good results you want. And the big teams just carried on flowing as Liverpool picked up a 1-0 victory with Isaac. We finally got things back on track though with a 1-0 victory over Manchester United. King Kai with a great goal there. Onana back in goals for Manchester United. Say no more, really. The Europa League is looking absolutely brilliant as well. We're currently sitting second. We haven't lost yet. 5 victories, only 1 draw, 21 goals for, 9 against, sitting 12 goal difference, 16 points. Super happy with how we are doing in the Europa League. And one of the main things that we had last year was goals, and as you can see already, Big Frank has already managed to bang in 16 goals for us. How good is that? We only managed 11 goals as our top goal scorer last year, so for a chance stream here, get 16 goals, absolutely top draw. Massive shout out to Big Vit as well, getting 13 assists and 11 goals, already matching his tally from last year, and we're only in the 3rd of January. This is already making up for a good season, so let's get to the end of it and see if we can carry this form on, especially in that Europa League. We managed to continue the form in the Europa League, and we actually finished 7th in the group stages, getting through to that last 16, which is pretty decent for us, I'm not going to lie there. Good start, first time in the Europa League as well, massive achievement for us. And into the last 16 there, we did face Atlanta. We picked up a 3-1 victory in aggregate over them. Getting a 3-0 win away from home is absolutely huge for us. We then head into the quarterfinals where we pick up a 3-2 victory over Manchester United over the 2 legs. Into the semi-finals. In the second leg, we were 3-4 down in the 81st minute, but we managed to get a goal to go 4-4, and yes, that then takes us to penalties. A big miss from Fidegal there, saw getting us the save, and then Mudryk is going to step up for us to give us that goal to put us through to the final. Another Italian team is going to step up in the final as we play Juventus. And unfortunately, we give a penalty away in the early stages, and Jonathan David, the fraud, puts them 1 goal up. And then into the second half, Juventus are just going to put a bit more pressure on us. Jonathan David yet again with a fantastic run behind our defenders, ball across, and there is a tap in. Really, I am going to not pronounce that one, but it's 2-0 to Juventus. We do try and bring a bit of a fight back here as Kai, however, bring the ball down, and it's a little tap in there from Arias. But unfortunately, it was a little bit too late to try and push it in the 81st minute as we do lose 2-1 in the Europa League final. A fantastic effort from us there. I'm not going to lie. I'm super happy with him too. First time in the Europa League and we managed to get to the final. Super happy with that. That then leads us to the Premier League table. And as you can see there, we finished 6th. We do have Europa League yet again. That is going to be 59 points. Only 2 points away from Newcastle. Please don't ask how Leicester are in 4th position there. An unbelievable season from them. 20 wins, 5 draws, and 13 losses. Pretty impressive, that is. But we got to try and build on this now. I think a couple of defenders are going to come in, maybe help us out here. Try and strengthen up that defense. As you can see there, though, Big Frank, that's what we were after as well with a striker. Managing to get 25 goals. Big Vit as well, getting 16 goals and 16 assists is absolutely huge for us. So I don't think them boys need to be touched. Them two together, they can absolutely just flow together. They're playing well. They're playing really good together. So I'm super happy them two are going to be locked in. Like I say, looking at the team, potentially a new right winger, a right back, and a centre off are going to be the positions that we need. Might have a look into getting a new holding midfielder as well, but I think these three locked in at the top here are perfectly fine for us. Don't need to change them. Brown isn't going to go anywhere neither. He's been an absolute beast for us, so happy with that. The recruitment is sitting at £92 million, so we've got a lot of money to spend heading into season 4. Kind of want to get him into the Champions League. If we can get them in the Champions League, I think we've had a fantastic rebuild from them. But I'd say another 2 seasons. Let's see how we can get, and let's try and get a trophy in a bag from somewhere. Season 4, and Saudi decided they don't want to buy any of our players this time. It's a little bit of a relief, I'm not going to lie, but we still have sold a few. One Portuguese player, Rodrigo Gomez, has gone to Birmingham for £16 million. He wanted to leave. He's now valued at 32, fair play, but he wanted to leave, didn't want to be at the club, and we just offloaded him. Yerson Mosquera has also left the club. He has headed to Everton. We managed to gate the sale there of £15.25 million. And the final departure of our team is Balgore, who has left the club for Norwich, sold him for £5.75 million. That gives a little bit more extra cash in the transfer budget, and we went and made a couple of signings. First, we did bring back Pedro Neto from Chelsea, £10.5 million. He was transfer listed. I honestly couldn't say no. Bring him back to the club, we'll have him in. We then picked up Kumberi as our new right back. Kai, however, was doing very well for us, but I honestly feel like a little bit more strength for that right back situation was going to be a good one, and then Kumberi is our one. We actually spent £35 million on him, but he is totally worth it. Lloyd Paquetá has also come into the club, a young Portuguese player from Porto. We picked him up for £7 million. He is 18 years of age. He looks unbelievable for us. Going to try and convert him into kind of an AM role just because of that first touch passing technique. He's going to be a playmaker for us. Going to take a few years to develop, but we're just future-proofing Wolves. We then picked up another free signing, Thiago Gouveia. I hope I pronounced that right. I probably haven't like half the names I've not on here. Picked him up on a free from Benfica, valued at £53 million already. That is huge. Going to be kind of a versatility player, down the right or left, either way, and can play fullbacks as well. Now, I don't know how this has kind of happened, but we kind of got Nico Paz on a free. Yeah. I don't know. It happened. It is what it is. He's worth 81 to 89 million. He's literally a freebie. He's unbelievable. I don't know how. I don't know. We then picked up Kwanzaa because we really needed some English homegrown players. So we had to go out there, go and pick him up. A 19.25 million, trained at Liverpool. So there is our homegrownness. He's pretty decent as well. He's going to go straight into our team as our centre off. Very happy with that signing. So did leave us at the tender age of 35, headed into 36. So we brought in Ricardo Vallo, who picked him up. He was a little bit expensive for us, I think, this one. He was 20, I think it was £25 million. He's pretty decent. I probably should have gone with another goalkeeper, where I want to keep that Portuguese flair in there, and that's what we've gone with. And last but not least is going to be João Teixeira. We picked him up from Porto, 22 years of age, another Portuguese player coming in, another one that's going to develop as well. His mentals are absolutely phenomenal, only one below 30, and that's aggression. The rest of his game is pretty decent. And that rounds up our transfer window in the season 4. It's been pretty decent. We've still got £109 million to spend. We've got a lot of cash. We can just go all out here and go crazy. So the squad's going to look pretty much like this, locked in, as you can see there. Kwanzaa comes in, Kumberi locked in straight away. Big Frank and Vit up front, they're going to stay there because they've been absolutely brilliant for us. Vallo comes into our goalkeepers. And we had a pretty good start to the season, apart from the 2-0 defeat to Liverpool. That wasn't good. But then we went on to beat Bournemouth for 4-3. See there, Paz getting on the score sheet. Love to see that. Then we go and beat Brentford. Paz yet again. Frank. We go through the Carabao Cup on penalties against Spurs. We then lose to West Ham. Not ideal starts. Draw with Midgetland. Frank gets a goal. The goal that we're on about. He gets a goal against his former club. We beat Burnley 3-1, beat Rapid 3-1, and then draw against Leeds. Not too happy about that result. That keeps the league table looking like this. We are currently sat 7th. 6 games, 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Only 6 points off top of the table. Don't know why I'm saying that. Coventry actually started really well, so fair play to them. But hopefully we can carry on this form into the rest of the season. At the end of January, we see ourselves sitting 5th in the league. 13 wins, 5 draws, and 6 defeats. Actually doing quite well. The boys are clicking. And along the way of us clicking, we pick up some good results here. One of them was against Spurs away from home as well. I love a little 1-2 with the post there. And one thing that I really love to see is 2 new signings connecting together as well. Kumberi and Nico Paz linking up together. As you can see in the top there, we picked up a 3-1 victory over Spurs. We're even picking up some fantastic results against the big teams as well. And just have a look at what we are creating with this team. This all starts from the goalkeeper. Now, I know the highlights are going to be a little bit longer because that's just how they are. But nice, simple football is what we do with this Wolves side. It is so simple, just finding the plays in the space, finding the gaps, back heels here, there, and everywhere. Just absolute, total team football. And all the way just from a goalkeeper. And it's a goal like that. We're playing some beautiful, beautiful football. And once again, our main man, Big Vit, just getting the ball. He is just becoming a massive assist king here as we put the ball in the back of the net for a 2-1 victory over Manchester City. We had an awesome run in the Carabao Cup as well. As you saw previously, we beat Spurs on the penalties. Into the 4th round, we then go and pick up a 3-0 victory over Southampton. Quarterfinals, we demolish Watford 6-1. And into the semi-finals, where we take a 3-1 lead against Burnley. Into that second leg, I think that one's kind of wrote off there. We're into the final with that one. Either Arsenal or Liverpool is going to be a tough one to face. And the form really just carries on. Europa League, 8 games, 7 wins, 1 draw, no losses, 22 points. We finished top of the group. The team is clicking. We're finally getting there. I know we had a lot of money to spend and we spent it wisely. We still have a lot of money to spend. So can we carry this on into the end of the season and push maybe Champions League football? Let's find out. We get to the end of season 4 and things have gone pretty well. And first up is going to be that Carabao Cup final. We knew we were going to make it through there and we play against Arsenal. They take a 1-goal lead against us in the 14th minute. And you're not going to believe this. You are honestly not going to believe this. In the 91st minute, we are going to play some unbelievable football and get a goal back for a 1-1. And then in the absolute, probably the last kick of the game, this is going to be in the 94th minute. We get the ball back off Arsenal. Nathaniel Brown is going to push down that left-hand side. He's going to whip the ball in. A ball gets cleared out and it's going to fall straight back down to Kumbedi, who finds Fernandez. Ball across. Somehow we get the ball into the box and we get a goal. 2-1. We win the Carabao Cup. Yes, you heard that correct. We win the Carabao Cup. Look at that 91st, 94th minute. Unbelievable scenes for the first trophy at Wolves. I think we had a little bit of a hangover after that, though, as Arsenal then give us a little bit of a receipt for that beating as they beat us 4-2 in the Premier League. And the Premier League looks like this. We finished 7th, so it's going to be Europa League yet again. Trying to break into that top 4 is proving a little bit difficult there. 14 losses. We actually had a very bad end to the season, but the end of the season came at a very, 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 very nicely cost. I found a player just getting unbelievable ratings, and it was a Mr. Nigel Walker, and I was like, this guy looks unbelievable. He's a regen or a new gen, however you want to pronounce it, 5 stars. Just look at this guy. He looks unbelievable. 19 years of age, already valued at 58 to 67 million. He looks unbelievable for us. And just remember the name. Just remember the name. Because we then went on a run in the Europa League, picking up a 4-0 victory over Sporting. We then go and beat Galatasaray 2-0 in the quarterfinals. And then in the semi-finals, we pick up a 2-1 victory over Fiorentina. Yes, you heard it here. We have a final again of Europa League. Second time of asking against Villarreal this time. Never mind Juventus, the cheats. Villarreal. And what a moment for our main man. You know it, Mr. Nigel Walker. He is going to get on the score sheet for us in the 10th minute of the game. Beautiful, like, control play and a lovely slotted finish there from the youngster. Absolute brilliant stuff. Nigel Walker is going to be part of that second goal for us, getting the assist as Big Frank rallies the ball in for a 2-0 victory over Villarreal, lifting up that Europa League trophy Failed on the first time, second one of asking, we go and get it. Absolute unbelievable performance from the boys. Super happy for them. Our top goal scorer coming in is going to be Big Frank with 26 yet again. Honestly, Vinny and also Nigel Walker sharing kind of that top spot there with 18 and 17 goals. Getting the assists as well. Big Nico Paz getting 11 goals, 16 assists as well for us. Nathaniel Brown as well with 14 assists. The team has just clicked. It's been unbelievable what this team and what this squad can actually do for us. I'm over the moon how it has gone on. I am going to end the rebuild there, guys. I don't think we need to go into season 5. Consistently being in European contention for this Wolves side has been absolutely phenomenal for us. I really think we stepped on it. I think we improved the team drastically now. The club is flying with money. We've got 86 million in the bank as well. We future-proofed them as well with Nigel, with the 2 Portuguese players. The team is absolutely stacked. That is where we get in the rebuild. Europa League champions, Carabao Cup champions. It just doesn't get better than that. Maybe a Champions League for them. Who knows in the future? Guys, thank you very much for checking out this rebuild. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like, hit the subscribe. It does help us out massively. And leave some comments down below. Let me know what teams you want to see me do a rebuild with. I'm open to anyone. Guys, you've been absolutely amazing. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll catch you all next time. Much love and bye-bye.